What is up, peasants? My name is JB, and I'm here today with my Week 2 team builder for the UBL D League. This week we are taking on Skyrander, coach of the Scandinavian Stoutlands. You should go check him out in the description down below, as well as all the other coaches. So yeah, go check out the description down there. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into his squad. He has the Thunderous Incarnate with Z moves, Conkelder, Salazzle, Tangrowth, Diancie, Cryogonal with Z moves, Zygarde 50%, Greninja, Mesprit, Tauros, and Mega Scizor. So, a few things worth noting. One, last week we played Girder, Mega Diancie. This week we're playing Conkelder, regular Diancie. Yeah. For those of you who didn't catch, last week Girder put in a ton of work against us, and now we have to play Conkelder, which is just as big of an issue. So, really bulky fighting types are a problem for this team apparently, even though on paper they shouldn't be. I guess it's just that family has a really good matchup against me, because I can't really status them because of, guts. But yeah, Conkelder, humongous threat, as Girder ended up getting 3 kills against me last week, so gotta watch out there. Thunderous Eye, really fast, good hard hitter, set some nasty plots, can Z move things as it is one of his users, a little bit scary. Other than that, it's just fast. I know I don't have any elite speed tiers, so I have to be a little bit careful. I have to watch out because my team isn't exactly bulky. I have to be careful. He also has Salazzle, another fast one, which again, without an elite speed tier, gotta be careful. Good dual stab, can hit relatively hard. I'm more so scared of like a sub-toxic variant than I am like a nasty plot variant. Could be annoying. It's really frail, so either way, I'm not too worried about it. If it sets up sub, it could be annoying, but I can break the sub with really anything on my team. It's not really doing a whole lot of damage to me, so I'm not terrified of it. Sub nasty plot could be an issue, but hopefully I don't think he'd be that. I think he'd be sub-toxic via sub, but we'll see. He also has Tangrowth, which tier 3 Tangrowth is just a joke. That mon is way too good for tier 3, but yeah, and I'm pretty sure he took it even round 2 because it was just that much of a steal. So yeah, that's really annoying to have to play. Tangrowth is just unbelievably fat and just super obnoxious to play, so gotta be careful there. Good assault vest users are good. Just sponge, like it just doesn't die, man. Regenerate is a great ability, and it's just super annoying. Diancie, good stealth rocker, could be a trick room variant if he wants to go that route. Other than that, it's just a cleric that clicks stealth rocks and it can switch into some hits. Low HP makes it makes its bulk underwhelming, so I'm not too terrified of it, but it could be a decent mon. Could see him bringing it, not really sure. Cryogonal, fast, ice type, which is annoying because ice is actually pretty annoying against my team. Could be a bit of an issue if it's like a life orb or something like that, if it's just like a full offensive variant. Don't think like a bulky variant is too scary, but other than that, it can remove hazards, it can click freeze dry, which is just obnoxious, and yeah, that's about it. Zygarde 50, one of the most annoying Pokemon in existence, really incredibly hard-hitting one with the most spammable move in the game, 1,000 arrows, which my team has no switch-ins to. Feels bad, man. That is something I will say. I don't have any 1,000 arrow switch-ins. That is a fair assumption of my team. I don't have switch-ins to one move, so that's cool. If it sets up Dragon Dances is an issue, if it sets up Coils is an issue. Choice sets aren't that scary in my opinion. They're still annoying, but Banded set is not as scary as a Dragon Dance set IMO. That is Torrent Greninja, it's a good spike setter, fast, still a hard-hitting mon, like it still gets all the offensive coverage that, Protean and Battle Bond Greninja get, but it just doesn't hit quite as hard, not everything is stabbed, so that's nice. It's still really fast though, can pivot around with U-turn, can hit relatively hard, and does get access to dual spikes, so that's annoying. Mesprit, one of my favorite mons, great coverage, good ability, and levitate, can set stealth rocks, is another mon that can pivot. And then Tauros, sheer force mon, really hard hitting, really fast, and yeah, cool mon. And then Mega Scizor, really fat, doesn't really do much else, it's just fat. It bullet punches things. It's basically, just a Mega Scizor. It's going to do what Scizor does. It's going to bullet punch everything. So that is his squad. Let's go ahead and get into the team. I want to give shouts out to whoever helped me build this team. I know Dorian did. I don't remember who else helped me build this team. So if you helped me build this team and I forgot, my bad. But before we get into that, I probably should have gone over this at the beginning. I did go ahead and make a couple of transactions for my team. So I mentioned in the early goings that I was a little bit annoyed with the lack of hazard control on my team. So I decided to drop Stoutland and pick up Palossand, which gives me a ghost type. as well as a a secondary stealth rocker, which is just a mon that can actually run stealth rocks and doesn't mind losing a slot to that. Whereas T-Tar and Lando hate giving up that slot for rocks, so we decided to pick up Palisand for that reason. And having a ghost stuff is always nice. Good bulk all around, and just a really fun mon, really underrated in my opinion. And then I dropped Hitmonchan for Hitmonlee, simply because Hitmonlee is just better. I know I hyped up Hitmonchan in my draft analysis, but after calcing for week 1 and realizing that even Adamant Iron Fist boosted Bullet Punch did not OHKO Diancie, I was just like, you know what, this mon's got to go. Hitmonlee is still available, and Hitmonlee is better. It's faster, not quite as bulky, but still decently bulky. 110 speed F is phenomenal. Great 120 attack. Still gets a lot of moves. Can still like remove hazards and stuff, so that's cool. But the real kicker here is its abilities. It's got 3 good abilities. Limbers can be useful, but Reckless and Unburden are 2 very good abilities and make this thing just a potent offensive threat. So yeah, that's Hitmonlee and Palisand. So the 2 new additions. Spoiler alert, we only brought 1 to this game, as you can see. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the squad. First off, we have Latios Southwest with the Choice Scarf. The moves are Ice Beam, Psychic, HP Fire, and Energy Ball. We have speed for Zygarde creeping our own Razorwinds, and basically it's just what it says. Basically, you can just tell what it is. Just super effective button forehead. We have perfect coverage for his team. I need to actually look at his team because my notes are really crap for this game. But we have Ice Beam hits stuff like Thundy, Zygarde, as well as hitting Tangrowth for something at least. Then we have Psychic, which is also solid against his team, hitting stuff like Salazzle, Conkeldurr if it's not AV, and just hitting everything there. Hidden Power Fire for Scizor, obviously, and then Energy Ball hitting stuff like Greninja, as well as Diancie, as well as basically just those 2. But it was nice to have something to hit both of them. Next up, we have Maximus, our Rapidash working a Firium Z with the moves Flare Blitz, High Horsepower, Hidden Power, Ice, and Will-O-Wisp. The speed allows us to sustain speed tier as Latios, which is for Zygarde creeping Roserade. We have Will-O-Wisp is just a nice way to catch something like potentially even Zygarde itself on Switch. It's just nice to spread the status around against his team, against everything that isn't named Conkeldurr. Potentially catch Scizor on a Switch, or just catch whatever on a Switch, which is always just nice. We have Fire Z is just a way to nuke pretty much everything. OHKO's Fizz Def Tangrowth, like if it's an AV Tangrowth with just max HP, it drops that. It does a lot to pretty much everything else on his team not named Zygarde, which depending on his set, if he's not max HP, there's a role that will allow Z Flare Blitz to put him in range of Hidden Power Ice, which is nice. Depending on his spread, if like he's fully just no bulk at all, I believe Flare Blitz or Z Flare Blitz will put him in range of Hidden Power Ice, so that's very nice. Next up, we have Castle Black, the Palisand, which is, of course, a Game of Thrones reference for those of you who don't know. Very simple set here. Just, Stealth Rock, Shore Up, and Dual Stab. We have Fizz Def to help take on Zygarde. Basically, it's just your, standard Stealth Rock set. It's here to do what it needs to do, which is set rocks and click Dual Stab, which actually has a decent Dual Stab matchup against his team. He has no Shadow Ball switch-ins other than Tauros, which I guess I can see coming because it does hit my team relatively hard, but nothing really appreciates switching into a Shadow Ball or Earth Power even. Like, Earth Power is relatively spammable against his team. Again, against stuff not named Tangrowth or Thundurus, or I guess, there's other 2 Levitators, so perhaps I misspoke. But Shadow Ball is also, nice to spam against Mesprit, so there wasn't really another move that I felt was, better than Shadow Ball in that place, so, whatever. Or Earth Power, like, I feel like those moves are, there's nothing really better that, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, next up we have Scaffold, Zapdos with Expert Belt. Got the moves Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, Hidden Power, Ice, and Roost. Very, very self-explanatory set. Again, same speed tier for Zygarde creeping Roserade. Just, nice and simple speed tiers all around. But we decided to go offensive Zapdos this week as it actually has a pretty decent matchup against his team. Can hit mostly everything for at least neutral and do a lot to everything else. Thunderbolt hits everything except for Zygarde. We have Hidden Power Ice for that. We have Heat Wave for Mega Scizor, and then Hidden Power Ice to hit, of course, Zygarde as well as Thundurus, which I'm not really. Yeah, I think Expert Belt boosted HP Ice does more. Should do around the same. I'm not really sure. Math is hard. Anyway, next up we have Hollister the Vaporeon with Scald, Roar, Wish, and Ice Beam. I forgot about this set. My God. I guess the meme this season is that we're doing something dumb with Vaporeon set every week, but we have Max Fizz Def with Bold Nature and Max Spadef. because who needs HP when you have 130 base HP, am I right? But the Fizz Def allows us to live one Jolly Bandit Outrage from Zygarde and bop that thing with an HP Ice. We didn't really need HP, honestly, for anything else, since we're still passing relatively fat wishes to everything. And yeah, the Spadef also allows us to take on Thunderous better. We live any non-nasty plot hit. We live, I believe, a non-boosted Z Thunderbolt, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure we do. I think we might have needed a little HP for that, but we also have Force Speed, which I believe allows us to creep like Tangrowth or something wanting to creep me. Yeah, it's just like we put the little bit of 4 there just in case for whatever reason he wanted to just barely speed creep Vaporeon, you know, just why not? And then last but certainly not least, we have Lazy Boy the Comfey with the moves Defog, Journey Kiss, Hidden Power Ground, and U-Turn. The Fizz Def allows us to live one Adamant Bullet Punch from the Scizor and then U-Turn out, probably into our Rapidash or what have you. Then we have, you know, just a nice little Journey Kiss because it hits everything, and then Defog for Hazard Control, and then U-Turn. Pretty self-explanatory set. Not too confident in this team. He has a really just annoying matchup with Scizor plus Conkeldurr. It's just super, super annoying for this team to deal with. And yeah, should be rough. Might be wondering why no Lando. He has like 47 things for Lando. He has coverage for on everything. He has HP Ice, Thunby. He has Ice Punch Conk, which I can't Oko. Tangrowth always switches into it. Cryogonal beats it. Zygarde can live hits from it. Like Besprit can beat it as well with Ice Beam. Like he has just a ton for Lando. So for those of you wondering why we aren't seeing Sand just yet, that has something to do with it. He just has a ton of coverage for Lando on this team, so didn't really see it as having the best matchup. So that is the squad, and I will see you all with the battle tomorrow. Thank you for checking this out, and bye bye.